It's a perfect area for us to hold stuff like this. And funny you were saying about London, that's kind of just going to London, seeing the shows, it gets expensive. So for us, making it accessible to people, especially over Castlemas, we've got over 40 shows coming to Tonbridge that are London-based, further and beyond, but they're coming to Tonbridge at accessible prices, and we're trying to bring that kind of that vibe, aren't we, from London to Tonbridge, so it is on people's doorsteps.
Hello, my name is Nicole and I am bringing you another episode of The Big Chat. We are doing another Zoom episode because it's just the way it is at the moment because our guests are really, really, really busy. We're already in November. We are moving fast towards December. And you know what happens in December? It's this crazy thing. It's like really caught on over the years called Christmas. And I thought it would be really good to talk to these guys because they are bringing Christmas to our town, to our towns, and certainly to Tonbridge. And I'm very excited to welcome you to all have a chat with me and Hannah and Ollie from Bravo Productions.
Hello!
We had to be so quiet.
I know, you were like little mice. You were like little mice and like, oh, let's speak. Hello, guys. How are you?
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks so much for having us on.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to talk to you. Look at your backdrop, guys. This is so cool. I love it. You've got like a dome. Tell us what this is.
Well, we really tried. We really tried because yours is so cool. We thought, oh no, we can't just have our office.
Yeah.
We've got to try.
But actually...
Well, that's not your office.
Disappear. Yes, it is.
We're in the castle. But yeah, this is Castlemas.
We've done it again.
Woohoo!
That's amazing. So tell everyone, so hopefully people have seen some of your amazing banners. I know, Ollie, you and I were talking about your banners the other day all around the town, looking brilliant. We're going to pop some more of those up. Tell everyone, tell everyone a bit about Bravo Productions first, about you guys, how you met, how it came to be, and then tell us all about Castlemas, please.
Okay,
You
Oliver,
start.
you're looking at me,
Go on.
so I'll start. Okay.
If I wasn't looking at you, you'd think I was looking at you.
I'd still talk anyway. Yeah, exactly. Bravo Productions, we've been around for a couple of years now. We're coming up to a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we're a local production company run by the two of us. And I come from a dance background and I was from a theatre technician background. And we both love our area, basically. We think it's fantastic. We grew up in Tonbridge and, went on, did things and toured and did a number of different jobs and have come back. And we've just been really excited by the fact that actually so many of our friends being performers have come back to Tonbridge, and we feel there's a real kind of like arts loving scene here. But we just wanted to kind of make it a little bit more, I think. So we've been doing a number of kind of outdoor productions, socially distanced, virtual, all of that we weren't expecting over the lockdown period. But yeah, we're just kind of a local company wanting to try and do everything possible to make the leisure appeal of our town as great as we know it can be. So,
and especially Christmas now.
Well, exactly. There was a little gap in the market that we felt, come on, everyone's got to have a bit of Christmas magic. Let's bring it to Tonbridge.
And because Tonbridge has changed so much, hasn't it, over the past few years? It's literally, I am born and bred Tunbridge Wells. I literally was, born on the doorstep of Pembrey Hospital, and I haven't moved far since.
The doorstep?
The doorstep. Born on the doorstep, I know. Yeah, that was a bit of an exaggeration, Ollie. You sussed me out there. But literally, Tunbridge has sort of changed, and I worked in Tunbridge for quite a long time, and it was very disappointing after working in London because there really wasn't many shops to go shopping in. I quite like a bit of shopping. But now... there's so much going on, isn't there, in that community? There's a lot happening. There's really nice restaurants. There's you've got great butchers. I don't know why I know that, but I do. You've got Sankeys. You've got all these little places, haven't you, popping up everywhere, and shops and so now this is great because the castle is really pretty. It's really pretty.
Yeah, it's a perfect area for us to hold stuff like this. And funny you were saying about London. That's kind of. Just going to London, seeing the shows, it gets expensive. So for us, making it accessible to people, especially over Castlemas, we've got over 40 shows coming to Tonbridge that are London-based, further beyond, but they're coming to Tonbridge at accessible prices, and we're trying to bring that kind of that vibe, aren't we, from London to Tonbridge, so it is on people's doorsteps, like where you were born in Kempen Hospital.
And it does look like, like when we were having a little chat the other day, I was saying to you, like when you drive into Charing Cross and you look down and you see, I love that at Christmas. I'm always like, oh, look, that looks so pretty. It's like a little village. And it's like, there it is. There it is behind you.
And I think that's the thing, we've really, one thing we have noticed, like growing up in Tonbridge as children and then also now as adults, there's a real sense of community and a want to support local. And I think that the pandemic absolutely enhanced that, and people really have come together. And I think that Ollie and I have always been people with big ideas and kind of really wanting to try something new, and I think we thought, do you know what, if we don't do it now, we never will, so let's just go for
especially after the pandemic. I think you've got everybody thinking like yourself with what you're doing. I think everyone found new ways to be creative and coming out the other end of this. It's so exciting for us to be able looking forward to something bigger and exciting. And it's not on Zoom.
No.
Although this is on Zoom. We're still using it. Nothing.
But thank goodness for Zoom, hey?
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well saved. No, listen.
That's why there's two of us.
Which I know, that's why what I'm lacking, isn't it? Where's my double act? That's what I need. But you know what? It's so, I mean, you guys are very young. I don't need to ask how old you are. I always go on about age on this show. I'm like, you're so, everyone's so young. So much younger.
Well, I think we look a lot older now than we did 2 years ago. I tell you that.
Don't we all? But I think, for what you're doing, it's a lot. It's massive to put this on. It's a real big deal. And I think fair play to you both. And I take my hat off to you with respect for you doing it, because it's a wonderful thing to bring to a town. But it is very hard work. And like you said, you had some projects coming up before lockdown. You had to sort of stop those. It's been really, really hard, hasn't it? Does it feel like it's within your grasp now? Is it?
Well, do you know what? It really does. And just before I go on to say about that, I think Ollie and I feel so grateful and honoured to be actually working with so many wonderful local people to help bring this together. So although we're kind of, saying, right, guys, this is a vision, we've been able to bring people on board to really get enthusiastic about it and get behind it. And we really do feel the town is behind it.
And I think that's what we're about as well. And it's great that you reached out. It's lovely to get to chat with you. And we are about local, and it's so important for us. Yeah. What was the thing before that you didn't say?
Oh, see, now I've forgotten it.
Can you say again?
Well, you were talking about collaborating with people. Now, obviously, TN Card, Jess.
Yes,
Lovely
Jess.
The Big Chat, we produce her podcast with the beautiful Giles Paley Phillips, the voice behind the ears.
The voice.
Of all things to do with podcasts. But and many more things. But yeah, she's quite involved, isn't she? Talk to me about, there's a few local people from Tunbridge Wells, because she's obviously Tonbridge and Tunbridge Wells, isn't she? It's that crossover.
Yeah. So we basically, when Ollie and I had this vision of what this was going to be, all of our events so far are very much based on the performing arts element, and we do a lot of musical theatre events and a lot of variety and everything like that. And actually we wanted to create an event that was free to enter and also just allowed everyone to embrace the Christmas spirit. And we thought, if we're going somewhere, what do we want? What do we want from Christmas? And how are we going to make something as accessible to everybody that maybe they're not into performing arts but they still want to come to Castlemas? So that's when we got in touch with Jess, saying, look,
we know someone who's got some pretty good partners there,
absolutely,
and some great shops,
and knows how to support local, and that's exactly what we're about. So that's exactly why we kind of reached out to Jess and said, look, let's really make this a celebration of local and get all of those fantastic independents there. Brilliant. And shout about them and give them a platform to be shouting about who they are. And I think we've really seen that, that element of coming together. So yeah, we're very grateful for Jess being on board with us with this.
Amazing. And so how many of these wonderful magical little huts are there going to be in Castlemas?
Little magical huts. Well, these ones.
These little magical huts there that I
just keep disappearing. I don't know what it is about.
I quite like it. It's like this. I wish I could do that, sort of like Mr. Ben or something.
How many little huts do we have?
We've got about 27 huts.
To be precise.
To be precise. I was going to say 30, but it's 27.
27.2 huts to be precise.
But what's great is they're interchanging throughout the period as well.
Oh, okay.
So every day is going to be a different market.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
And it's also, I think that was, you know, a real thing that we were speaking to Jess a lot about, of how can we really allow businesses that might not be able to usually be at a market for those 10 days,
Yes.
you know, how can we still give them that platform to come and join us? And, you know, that's why we kind of thought, actually, do you know what? Let's make each day different. So some people are with us throughout the whole 10 days. Others are kind of dropping in. We've got people doing workshops as well. So
Amazing.
there should be a real sense of community there.
And talk to me about, I mean, the dome.
The dome.
The dome.
The
Behind
dome.
Oliver's head.
Dun, 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 the Ollie Dome. It shall now be renowned after this podcast. What, literally, Ollie just keeps disappearing into it and coming back out. Yeah.
Good. Very good.
That's good.
Okay.
Look, I had a picture of something we talked about the other day, and I can't share it on this podcast. So, you know, the person I want to talk to when we come along, I can see you magically appearing. How big is the dome? How big is the dome?
24 metres wide,
Yeah.
and it's 8 metres high.
He's getting very precise again, Hannah, isn't he?
You asked for measurements.
I do. I like it.
You can tell he's from a technical background, gets it all spot on. I'm like, roughly around this.
I'd be like, a couple of people lie down across, something like that. How many people can go in there, though? How many people can fit into the dome?
300.
Yeah.
What? Oh, my
300.
God.
Yeah,
That's pretty
so
big.
it's a nice sized venue.
Yes.
And how many performances a day will there be going on?
So I feel
like
Being ambitious.
it's a maths test, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's kind of around 3 to 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we've got a day happening. So it does vary throughout. But it's just, again, Oz and I love the Fringe Festival. We absolutely love, and I love, you know, that Tonbridge Wells Fringe has become a thing. That's just brilliant.
Yeah.
Because we just love everything about, you know.
We just love everything, don't we?
We
just love everything.
We love
Me
the
too.
arts.
Me too.
No, but I think it's, when we first went to the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, we went, oh my gosh, like, you start going like, do you know what, I will try and watch that, and I think it's the variety element and the kind of, oh, why not, let's make something affordable.
So many of our friends don't go to the Fringe that might not be interested in the arts, but it's a blooming good night out, whether you like the arts or not.
Yeah.
You're going to watch some comedy or going to see something late night. It's great.
Yeah.
It's such a great excuse to get out with friends and celebrate.
And trying to really, you know, the Igloo is there to provide something for everyone. So, you know, we've got our kind of shows that are appropriate for parents and babies during the weekdays, the retired market, and then we've also got the kind of party scene,
The late
night party scene.
Is there a late night party scene? I know. I must stop calling it the Dome and call it the Castlemas Igloo. It sounds much more Christmassy. What, is there going to be like some evening action in there?
Well, there is. We've got the Dream Boys. We've got
Dream
Dream Boys in the Igloo.
You know it.
It was actually Ollie's idea to get them down.
That's more my sort of age group, Ollie. Thank you for bringing the Dream Boys
No
to
worries.
Tonbridge.
I thought of you.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, that's where I'm at these days. Bit of Dream Boy action, fantastic.
Dear.
The Dream Boys. Give me some other super acts that are gonna tantalise us.
We've got them an amazing musical impressionist, Jess Robinson. She does a load of work on TV, and she's just unbelievable. She sounds like Britney Spears, Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera. Like, she's a must-see.
She's insane with her live band.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so we're really excited.
We've got a drag show called Queens.
Oh,
who recently performed at West End Live and are going on to a UK tour in 2022. So this is one of their first preview performances.
This is so
and we've seen them before, which was fantastic.
Yeah. Frankie's
Guys.
Which is like a Jazz Boys tribute.
For the kids, we've got that Greatest Show.
Lion King. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Loads of things.
Yeah, and then, you know, you've got your kind of comedy in there as well, and, you know, we've got D-Day Darlings that are coming down.
From Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, so there is a real variety, which we're super excited by. So yeah, it is. If you've been to the Fringe, you'll know that kind of vibe we mean of, you know, it's like 1 hour shows, you get your drink, you go in, you watch something fabulous, you can then come out, walk around the market, have some food.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a bandstand within our Jingle Bell Bar as well to have some, you know, free live music in there. So it should feel like a real Christmassy atmosphere.
We need it to snow.
Oh!
Was that intentional?
Did you know that it snows?
Every night at 6:30 we have 10 minutes of snowfall.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
And at 2:30 at weekends as well.
Yeah. Obviously, dependent on whether if it's absolutely torrential rain, which
chucking it
hopefully
down,
won't be.
Yeah.
And actually, the good thing is, I must say on this podcast that the great thing is because we've got the igloo and the Jingle Bell Bar, things are undercover, so things will be heated. It's not like you're going to be sat on the castle lawn in the freezing cold,
In
so
the mud,
it's all good.
like you were if you came to my soapbox 2 years ago.
Oh,
really?
no.
When it poured with rain and everyone was in Max going down the hill and people were stood under a tree. It was a very famous tree. Yeah,
But did it bring like the real?
It won't be
like,
happening
kind of,
next year.
No.
But I think
No,
just
it
gets
didn't.
it brings
No,
people
everyone
closer
still did
together.
it. Everyone still raced.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was just, it was just like, we could have done it with a bit more shelter. But like you say, heaters. I mean, this is the thing. Everyone's had a lot of time, like you say, to think about what people need and what we need, especially for outdoor events as well. I think, we've all sort of had, because we've had to think about more outdoor events because we've had to be outdoors. But I mean, this is brilliant. It sounds like Hannah's getting in on the disappearing action. I love it.
I know, it's just when.
It's just like I'm getting real disappearing invisible envy here over here. So tell me, so there's basically going to be shops and places that you can eat within little huts, as I like to call it. And then in the igloo, so what are you guys going to be doing on the day? Just putting your feet up, chilling out.
I wish,
honestly. No, I mean, we tend to work at our events. I kind of work a lot more at the front of house side, and you're with the artists.
We're trying this time we normally get really stuck in, and we will be stuck in, but to the extent where we're trying to do everything. We've kind of got people managing different areas.
And people that we trust so much that are just have been on it from the beginning. So I think hopefully we can kind of oversee. This is what we're hoping. But you can come and see, and you'll be like that. They're not overseeing. You're running like.
You know what it's like, don't you? When you're organising, you never just oversee, do you? You're always.
Listen, I pick up litter at my event. Everyone's like, literally, the first year I was like, Gary and I were picking up litter, and we were like, "What's going on here? Something's gone wrong."
Yeah,
the second year, I'd broken my face in a cart and broken my leg doing the trial run, so I was walking around with a swollen face, like sort of, elephant woman, with a scarf around my head. So.
Yeah,
you just do whatever you do, don't you?
Exactly, and I think that's what it's all about. It's about kind of, knowing what's needed and when and everything like that. I mean, the first year I remember selling programs and ice creams because we didn't have someone there. So,
but that's so important to be part of every single aspect of it when it's your baby and it's what it's all about. That's what it's about. It's the whole experience, isn't it? You care about it.
Yeah, exactly. But we're so excited to kind of meet, obviously, everyone in the market, meet all the artists, and actually meet the people from the town coming in and hear. I think we can't forget this is the first event, so really hear their thoughts and actually go, okay, how can this keep growing, and how can we kind of bring the people of our area what they really want at Christmas. So they will be doing a lot of that as well, I think.
I think you'll get a great support. I think Tonbridge is a town that, like you say, it does have a really tight community, doesn't it? It really does. And I think it's nice now that Tonbridge Wells and Tonbridge, like Jess has done with the TN card, it's like bridging those gaps across two towns, because there were times when it's a bit like Tonbridge Wells, Tonbridge.
Yeah.
We are Royal Tonbridge Wells, but we've got a castle.
Yeah.
But now it's all love and we're all collaborating. It's all beautiful. And you've got ice rinks and you've got igloos, and there's, we've got fringes and you're doing and it's just, that's the way it should be. I think it's all about collaboration going forwards and supporting you.
100%. You're stronger together, right? Like, absolutely.
Totally are. Now, am I going to get to come and talk to people?
Oh, well, so we are literally, we're looking at the logistics of it because it's all to do with different areas. But
where we can put you.
Yes.
Oh, but I hope. But I hope I am going to get to be able to come and talk to some people.
I'm sure we'll be able to make something.
I think we're going to make it happen. If I do, can I talk to the Dream Boys, please, Ollie?
Oh, you know what? Actually, that would be a fantastic interview, wouldn't it?
Making Nicole's dreams come true.
Oh, yes, please. No, I'd just be red. I'd just go red. I would just go red. I'd be like the colour of those lips. I'd be like red for the entire. I would be, I'm all chat. I really am. I'd be like, no. Oh my God. No, but give me some other guests. But we would love to come along and talk to some of your fabulous people and support you, because it's just great what you're doing. What would you say to other people that are watching this? Because it's very inspirational that you've done this together. You obviously get on really well. You've got great energy, which is lovely. Ollie, Ollie's face.
I mean,
As he
probably
disappears into the igloo.
Goodbye.
about an hour before this, we were in a big argument about something. So, it's, but that's what it is. It's because we're both passionate. We're so passionate, aren't we, about like what we do. And also, Ollie has one idea and I'm like, that's rubbish. And he's like, I'll say my idea. No, that's rubbish. And then we often find a kind of in between.
No, we just go back to my original.
Yeah, we do often do that, actually.
Yeah.
We do a full circuit. Don't we?
But anyway,
actually, Ollie's idea always wins.
What was that about? What was that?
You just have to sort of learn. My team always say to me now, we've just learned that we just let you have your ideas and then run with them, and then we just take control later. We just let you just talk it out, and then it just comes back to us. I'm like, yeah, seems to be what happens. What would you say though has been one of the most, not to be a negative, but one of the most challenging things about what you're doing in business, because it will, people will be watching you and be like, wow, it's amazing they're doing this. So what would you say has been one of the most challenging things?
I think for us, the struggle of the pandemic, we were really early on in our business, and I think for the last 18 months or however long it's been now, we've just been getting on that treadmill and trying to do whatever we can do and react to the different regulations when they came out. I mean, the amount of times we changed our plans to try and suit and fit the guidelines was honestly, it was so overwhelming at times. But it's been the biggest learning curve for us, because I think that as we approach normality or the new year, I think it's made us more aware, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, really, like, we've done probably 5 years of learning in 1 year, like, because of just how much has had to change, and, how just the ins and outs of everything that, we probably would have learned along the way, but we've just been, it's been go, go, go. And I think it is really exciting, but yeah, there's definitely been those times, haven't there, of just being like, oh, and this treadmill is
and whether to just settle for a job instead of powering on, because I think we both had that option to just let's get a job during this pandemic and let's put this on the back burner. And I'm so pleased we didn't, because I think it's taught us so much, and I think moving forwards it's going to make things a lot easier for us in the long term. Well,
I mean, on that 17th of March, all of our work fell through overnight, didn't it? It was literally all my kind of dance work, all our freelance work.
Ticket sales stopped for us, that we were doing a summer event. They literally stopped all in that one day, and we went, what do we do? How do we move forward? So,
but it actually allowed us to put 110% of energy into Bravo and kind of go, okay, well, what is this going to look like, and how are we going to keep it growing? And I think that's really exciting.
I think you're quite a lot like us, though. I think you just go, I think I want to do that. Yeah. Let's go for it.
Let's believe in it. Let's go for it. Yeah, exactly.
I'd say you're both resilient. I mean, I was going to ask you sort of what you learned about yourselves. What would you like if you could put one word to what you've learned about yourself during this past period? Ollie's face is so cheeky. He's such a little. One word. I need more than that. But what would you say? What would you say? Like, or things that you've learned about yourself? Because
I think resilience is definitely a good word to say. Like, actually, you are going to have. We say this all the time. We have days where we go, yes, like that's it's all making sense. Everything's lining up. Like, that's completely why we're doing this. And other days where you just think, oh, this is just so overwhelming. But you always get through it. And I think it's because you get through it because you believe in it and you love it. So yeah, I'd probably go with being resilient towards the situation. What about you?
I don't know, because I don't know if it's the right word.
No.
Someone mentioned to me about having integrity.
I love integrity.
And doing things for the right reason. And I think our hearts are so in the right place for what we do. Yeah. And they have been throughout the pandemic. During the pandemic, we gave platforms to local performers who were out of work, and we do what we do with that. I think I'd hope.
Yeah, I think that's a great, and it's hard, because sometimes you can lead with your heart and you can have integrity, and it doesn't always work out. But as long as you believe what you're doing is right and good, and you're doing the best, then you can go to sleep at night, can't you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's really important.
Oh, and when we hit the pillow, we go to sleep.
But I think as well as, like you'd said, that that similarities, I think it is having that freedom to create, and Like I too. I mean, I'm getting a bit old to work for someone else now. I think I'm pretty much unemployable, to be fair. But I might just sign up and get my pension or something. But literally, I think that kind of idea of working for someone else 9 till 5, I can't comprehend it personally, because I have that fluidity in my world where I'm sort of able to do lots of things, and I guess that's what you're experiencing, which is
absolutely. And feeling really excited about when one project ends, or like something comes up, or we're doing a lot kind of more now where we're collaborating with our companies and learning from them. Like we love learning, and we love kind of learning off of people that have been in the business for a lot longer than us, and learning from our days of like when we were performing, and taking all of that into now like where we are now. I mean, Ollie, you were always in a place when you were younger, weren't you, of going, what do I do?
I wanted to do a bit of everything. I never knew actually one thing. And my family always used to say, but what actually do you want to do? I'm doing it. I'm doing a bit of everything. And I think now especially,
I love
stay
that.
still.
I'm doing a bit of everything.
I've gone. Oh, God. Oh, no, I've not gone now. No. I think Bravo is basically that. I'm being able to do a bit of everything, and wherever the wind blows, we kind of, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wherever the wind takes us, we kind of just go with it. Oh, I've gone again.
Exactly. But I think one of just thinking of your question, Nicole, about like the hardest things. I think being a new company and having a new vision, it's really hard when you're kind of saying, this is why we did the visualization, because we know exactly what it is. We know what we're booking. We know what we're planning. In everything else that we've done before, we really believe it, and the team coming behind us to put this fantastic, exciting event on. But you can communicate it through words. We don't have any photos of it yet, and it's that thing of going, we know and we believe, and we want everybody else to as well. So actually, in being able to put it into that kind of artwork of this is what it is, has really helped. But when you have got a new vision, there's nothing to physically say like this is what you can expect to see. That's really, really hard as a new company.
It's tough. I mean, I just had one soapbox with Rosemary Schrager in it. That was it. It was literally, but and I could have done with one of those. I should have had a chat with you about doing one of those, like, because I could see it in my head, and all I kept saying to Gary, who was a business partner at the time, was like, just please, can we just make this how we see it in our heads, And we did.
And until people see it,
they loved it. Yeah, when they said it, they thought we were going to be a pram race, and they were like, actually, it's quite,
it's quite cool.
It's quite cool. But I think, I think we'll have to have more conversations, you guys and us, because I think what you're doing is brilliant, and I just love it. So if I want to get tickets for me and my kids and all that fun stuff, but because there's so much to go and do, you're obviously selling out of everything. I can buy tickets now, can I? Can I get on? What do I do? So where do I go? I'm going to do it in a minute, right now.
Castlemas.com.
Yeah, Castlemas.com. But I will say that. So the main thing is that the grounds are free to enter.
So we can mosey around. Okay.
But we advise, because of obviously there has to be a capacity limit on it, so we're basically advising that to guarantee your access, you can book onto an attraction, which is a show in the Igloo, a workshop in Santa's workshop, which is taking place in the Chamber Room, or a grotto visit in our Santa's grotto. So those are our kind of attractions that you can book onto, and if you're a ticket holder on that day, you will be granted access. So book your tickets.
My God, and Santa's going to be there. We haven't even talked about Santa. Seriously, we are.
The big man himself is going to be there.
I am going to interview Santa, all right? That's happening.
He's a very busy man, though.
Come on, listen. Seriously. That is just Santa at Castlemas and me. What? And the Dream Boys.
Get on like a house on fire.
I reckon I get on with Santa.
Not with the Dream Boys. It all gets a bit messy, doesn't it?
Oh, God. This
is just your
show. I love it. I think you guys are great. I really do. I think you're fabulous. And I'm incredibly proud of you for what you're doing for the town. And I'm sure we're going to see lots more of Bravo productions popping up all over the place. But well done, you guys, and everyone that's listening. Get down there, check out castlemas.com, and we're going to support you in any way we can. So just just, well, you know, happy Christmas, really. And
Oh,
when I
thank
see you, I'll be
you.
like, happy Christmas. No, it's been lovely to talk to you. And maybe we can get you in the studio when it's all done and
That'd be
dusted, and we
wonderful.
can have a proper chat about how it all went, because I think it's great for people to understand about this, because putting on events of this size is no easy feat, but it is a wonderful, it's great for people to understand it. So thank you for sharing your knowledge and your experience with us all, and have a beautiful day.
You too.
Will do.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you so
igloo.
much.
Enjoy the igloo.
See you at Christmas.
See you at Christmas.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.